A new Tampa Bay Business Journal hits newsstands today, and as always, editor Alexis Muellner is here now with some of the week's big stories. Good morning and happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday, Dia.
Good to see you.
You too, always.
You've got some really interesting stories. First up, it's been 3 years, but Enterprise Florida is about to roll out a new branding campaign very soon. What's this all about?
Enterprise Florida is the official statewide economic development organization, and they are responsible for have been in the over 20 years for some very big picture, sort of luring big businesses here. About 11 months ago, they hired a new CEO, Bill Johnson, who was a former Port of Miami chief, and they've undertaken a whole rebranding, and on January 29th, they're going to sort of reveal this process. A couple of years ago, they had a necktie in the logo, and it was sort of mildly controversial. It was a little sexist, to be honest, and they've been woefully underfunded. That original campaign was like $1 million. Now they have about $10 million overall. They're spending about $5 or $6 million. They hired an ad agency. They've reached out to a lot of economic development organizations around the state to figure out, hey, how do we sort of portray the real welcoming qualities of Florida? You see ads for places like New York and other states that have a lot more money. So it's really good to see. It remains to be seen how effective it'll be, and how they measure this is something we'll certainly be watching.
Yeah. Another interesting story that you've got, one of the original investors, the celebrity investors on ABC Shark Tank, is spending a lot of his time these days helping companies and their employees find their inner entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, Intrapreneurs, actually. And we're talking about Kevin Harrington, who was one of the original sharks on ABC Shark Tank, and he's been here for many, many years, and has really is sort of, if you look back on his history, he was responsible for things like the Ginsu knife. We profile him today. Our finance editor, Margie Manning, did a great job talking to Kevin and sort of revealing a bit of how he's working with companies to bring a sort of a Shark Tank concept internally. Companies hire him, they bring him in, and they have this sort of process of helping the employees help the management understand great ideas and things that they're missing.
Port Tampa Bay's president and CEO Paul Anderson declared Wednesday that the state of the port is good. So why is he so optimistic?
Well, they actually recorded record revenue this year, and the port's is a really important economic driver. One of the things that they're really looking ahead is becoming sort of a global player because of the widening of the Panama Canal. Tampa it's the biggest port in Florida, but it sits closest proximity to Cuba. You know, the embargo still exists. There's been a loosening of policies, so there's a very sort of careful, watchful eye. But the state of the port this week, they said things are good, and they're very optimistic, and I think that is an important driver of jobs and growth in ways that some people locally don't always see.
Yeah. Some interesting stories this week.
Always.
Always, yeah, absolutely. Always, and always good to see you, Alexis.
It's great to see you, Dia.
And for more Business Journal news, you can check out the Money section on our mobile app.